These are pre-amalgamation coins. So these coins came before 1914. And this is my oldest coin. This is a Portuguese coin. The Portuguese were the first set of Europeans that came into what eventually became Nigeria. So because of that, and this is the coin, the type of coin that they use in trading then. This coin is dated 1707. So that means this coin is close to 300 years old as we talk. Now, this is a French coins. France also came in. In fact, the Battle of Nigeria was between France and Britain. So French coins were also used in Nigeria. This is 1900. This is the Nigerian coin I just talked about. This is the oldest Nigerian coin that I have, 1910 Nigerian coin. And this is a 1913 British coin that was also partly used in Nigeria before the amalgamation of Nigeria. You can see these are bottles piled up here. They are inside crates. We're not actually supposed to put them in crates, but because we don't have space, look at this one. This is Royal. I can't even remember drinking this for when it existed. But because now we are collecting, we start searching for all these bottles. So we have all that.
I see the 7-Up wooden crates. That's really old.
Yes, this is actually the first 7-Up wooden crate in Nigeria. That's the first 7-Up. This should be from the 60s. Yeah, and this is the first Coca-Cola wooden crate. This is from the 50s. That's the first one Coca-Cola produced. After Coca-Cola produced this one, the other crate that Coca-Cola came with before the introduction of the plastic crate had demarcations. It was also wooden like this, but with demarcations in the middle. So this is the first one without demarcation.
So there is a focus on collecting everyday objects as well as historical objects.
Exactly. For the everyday object for today, you see it as everyday object. For tomorrow, it becomes historic. There are a lot of things now that I'm searching for, I've not been able to lay my hand on, and I wish that I had collected them where they were everyday objects. So what I'm now trying to do is to prevent a situation where in the next 10 years, whoever that is running this museum on my behalf will now start searching, oh my God, how can I get this? I mean, I saw it some 10 years ago. So that's why we are picking them up today and we are protecting them. Oh, you spoiled it. Hey. I have very close friends who had come to me and asked me, why are you running the museum? In fact, why are you doing the things you're doing? Why will you wake up one morning and you withdraw 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 and you say you're going on tour to go and find out about Nigerian history? A lot of my friends have asked me that question. But I keep telling them, I said, if there is something that somebody have to do and everybody is waiting for somebody, at the end of the day, nobody will do it. Somebody have to start doing it. And that is what I decided, okay, let me be that somebody that will start doing it. I was taught in secondary school that Mungo Park discovered River Niger. Our teachers that taught us in secondary school did not do any research. If they did a research, they will not talk about Mungo Park discovering River Niger. Because Mungo Park on his own, in his biography, did not claim that he discovered River Niger. He wrote, and I quote, "And I set forth to discover the source of the River Niger." So what Mungo Park was trying to do was to discover the source of River Niger. And interestingly, Mungo Park never discovered the source of River Niger. The source of the River Niger was discovered by the Lender brothers, Richard Lender and John Lender. And when we discuss history and we talk about River Niger, we leave the Lender brothers who discovered the source and we're talking about Mungo Park who died halfway trying to discover the source. So the problem here is not whether the river was existing before Mungo Park came. The problem is that our teachers did not understand the concept, the understanding of the word, the source, which Mungo Park was after. awesome one. I've not seen something as big as this before. So this is going to represent, this is going to the section that have to do with natural history in my museum. There I have snail shells and other smaller shells. But this one, I'm going to find out what kind of animal lives inside here. By the time I get back, I'm going to do a research to find it. So this is going to the museum. So this is actually how I go about collecting items, you know, things that can actually tell Nigerian story in whatever form one can get.
Oh, Yahweh.
Please, what's that?
Oh, they bring me like Wi-Fi.
That woman is going now.
I was told I always had the passion for photography because when I was 4, I got a toy camera. And when I was 6 or so, my dad gave me his own camera to be using to take his pictures. In fact, he literally tied it on my neck first, and we're like, okay, this is shutter button, you press this. He set everything for me, put the lens and everything, and we're like, just press it and snap it. So that's how I started photography. I think when I was 8, he got my own camera. Document photography because I want to document everything happening around me or happening to me. But I want, because pictures are actually a way of remembering the past, so I want to document everything happening around me, for me to be able to remember it tomorrow.
You are a man. No, Simone. I can really understand. I gave you the ornaments because it was your right. Your right as the daughter-in-law of the Mara family. But that right was just snatched away from me, Uncle. And the matter isn't about that, right, Uncle? You have no idea what my mom and dad would go through if they found out that though I am in this house, Mahar is here with me. You have no idea. Someone I don't wish to. Do you understand? You already came here to give me a club and blessings. So
I should make a transfer.
I know that you're actually.
Let me make it. I don't have enough. I'll make a transfer to you. See you later.
Henceforth, you can only talk to the daughter-in-law.
Yeah.
You've come back here.
To recently, for every time I wake up in the morning and I'm going to my office, I'm like always praying to God that I wish I just get there and the office just expand, you know, and become much more bigger. Because the only challenge I have today is the space that I have in my office. And even with that, the space is small, and yet artifacts are coming in practically every day. I keep bringing in more things. So my concerns practically, but the only headache I have, if I tell you I'm having headache, is my space in the office. That's just it.
The family had to ensure we are still doing is sacrifice so many things. Because once he sees anything he is interested in, he goes out for it. So we, whatever it is we wanted, we now have to be suspended for a while. So he goes all out to get things for the museum. He does not care the cost.
But it's actually strange because at times he knows he doesn't have money, but he actually goes to buy the artifacts to keep in the museum.
One of the ways we can run the museum is by raising funds. And while we can't always wait on grants, one way the museum can stay afloat is to charge them for coming in. And I think it's something that's always in an argument between my dad and I. Because I'm like, oh, we can raise the fee, and he'll be like, oh no, the space is too small, let's wait still. And I'm like, why are you waiting? If you're going to just let anybody walk in there, might as well not call it a museum. They should just leave the doors open, let anybody walk in. There's lights that we're going to be paying for, there's the space, and then we have people coming to visit. So why are they not paying if they are gaining something, they are gaining knowledge, regardless of the space?